So yeah, so here's a portal to an abandoned mine, and there's a lot of cold air blowing out of there. So we're gonna go in here and check this out. Okay, so Nick's already gone ahead, and I'm gonna go in here next. As usual, you can see how the erosion pile is forming here at the opening. Back in the day, this would have been cleared out, and you could have walked in here without having to go down this pile. But and that's a really wide tunnel. Look at that. That's about 10 feet wide, I think, and probably 8 feet tall. So check out that overhead. Big slabs of rock. I gotta check and see what was mined here. I think it was silver, but I'll verify that with a caption here in the video. And let's keep going down the tunnel. Okay, Nick says there's a collapse up here, but it looks passable. So here's the collapse we have to get past. Don't know if you can hear in the video the wind blowing across the microphone, but there is massive airflow. That's pretty amazing. Here's a little alcove off to the right, and that's looking back towards the entrance. So let's keep heading down the main haulage tunnel. Kind of has a pyramid shape, triangular shape to the tunnel. At least back there it did. Big support timber. That's some seriously fractured rock right there.
Check out this one up here. Right there. All that yellow stuff on it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's about to fall too.
Some kind of yellow. I'm not sure what that
There's
is.
some yellow up there as well. Sorry, didn't you shine my light in your face?
Long haulage tunnel.
You can still see the light from the,
Yep.
the opening.
Okay, so we're continuing down that way. It's a straight shot, but here's a branching tunnel off to the left. Looks like that goes back quite a way, so we'll check that out. So what I've done is I've turned down my lights. It always seems in my videos that the colors get washed out, so I'm using a lower light level. And we'll see how this comes out in terms of the video and the colors not being washed out. I think right here's a lot of brown and red. Hopefully it's coming out better color-wise. So we're coming to a Y intersection here. The main tunnel continues straight, but here's a fork off to the right. Let's do the main tunnel first. We'll take all the branches on the way back.
Sounds good. Those ruts are pretty deep in there though.
Yeah.
And I love how that wall is so red.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll keep going down the main haulage tunnel.
See guys, I think it's good.
So check out this ceiling. It's really smooth. It's probably a fault line. You can see it here on the right. Really smooth. So you can see the cross ties here in the tunnel floor that the ore cart tracks would have been on. They go all the way down there. And that's looking back. You can see the cross ties there as well, and there's the entrance way back there. So we're continuing down the main haulage tunnel. Nick is checking out this side tunnel. It only goes in about 30 or 50 feet in dead ends. He's right back around the corner there, but looks like there's some major stuff up here, major timbering. Getting a lot more rubble on the tunnel floor, so looks like this right here fell from right there, that white patch. That must have broke off. So we're at a major intersection here, a lot of timbering, heavy timbering, and looks like a collapsed tunnel there. We got some ore chutes, and we picked back up the ore cart rails. Look at that. They go that way, and they keep going, but we'll keep going straight. We'll take all the branches on the way back out. That's a pretty good strategy. So remember, they only timbered in the parts of the tunnels that they considered weak and prone to collapse, like right here. That's why you see all this timbering and tree trunks up above. And here's a big ore chute that's clogged with boulders. And here's a chute next to it, and the chute gate is down, and the mouth has been lifted up. Kind of rare to see a chute gate like that. Usually they're missing, like this one is. And then there's a short timbered section, and we'll keep going forward. You can see right here how this big square timber is starting to fracture. And then up above in the overhead, there's some fracturing going on, like right there. And a lot of rocks above here. And that's why they timbered here. That's some nice timbering there. They used tree trunks and some rocks, and then regular boards for the ore chute. Again, this is a double mouth chute with century-old tree trunks holding up all that waste rock. And you can see up in here and it goes up into a stope. There's wooden platforms up there.
Oh, look at that. That's what's going on here. Comes from an upper level of that.
There's a clogged ore chute. And again, there's looking up at the overhead.
I guess lower this thing down and load up the mic carts. That's pretty dang cool.
Something for the electrical wiring, I think.
This doesn't go very far.
So that back there is the main tunnel we were in. We came in this room here. This is just like a mini stope, but somebody wrote gold with an arrow. I guess maybe they're talking about up in there.
Easily. Probably a whole row of those big Acme shells that.
So check out these two big timbers here. Those are probably 2 feet in diameter, and that's a little bit. It's a little bit of square set timbering you're seeing there. I've heard there's a lot of square set timbering in this mine.
Holy cow!
Oh, Nick says it opens up back there.
Wow.
So we just came up this debris pile. Nick's headed back down to the main haulage tunnel that way, but we're at the bottom of a raise. And a raise in a mine is a vertical shaft that goes up from the tunnel. And you can see up there, there's some ladders coming down that stop right about there. And that obviously goes up to upper levels. There's a platform right above that ladder. That might be a drift level, and there's a ladder beyond that. But that's what a raise is. A vertical shaft that goes up in a mine tunnel, and we're at the bottom of the raise where all this debris has collected. And again, that's another good shot there of some square set timbering using massive timbers that are about 2 feet in diameter, if not more.
Yeah, so right back there.
So continuing down the tunnel, we're coming to another major intersection with a lot of timbering. And look at this chute gate on this ore chute. Kind of rare to see these still intact. We saw these in the Wicked Wash mine on, I think, the 2 upper levels, these exact same kind of gates with these gears and whatnot, and that would raise up that chute gate to allow the rocks to tumble out into an ore cart that would be waiting right here. And just keeps going. That might be the end back there, the face of the mine.
Better? Okay.
So you can still see daylight from where we came in. I think we're probably at least 1,000 feet in. I'm guessing, maybe more. But it's been a straight shot. We've passed all those junctions we're going to take on the way back out, but that's a straight shot. But here's another ore chute with a ladder that doesn't go to anywhere anymore.
Yet another reason why you just gotta be so careful in these mines.
And then this isn't the end of the mine. It branches to the left.
I decided to listen to everyone who's smarter than me on where they hold.
Pretty cool timbered section right here.
Yeah, this,
Solid timbers. But you can see the rocks in there between the cracks. So these are holding up a lot of waste rock.
piping.
So that's looking back through this timbered section. Remember, they only timbered where they thought the tunnel was weak or prone to collapse, and that's what happened right here. See this big collapse? That came from right up in there. You can see how these timbers here are sagging. They're bowed. So that came from that hole right there. What's up there? Let's take a look. Yep. Look how that is bending. Right there, look at that. So we'll keep going down the tunnel. So we just came from there. Nick is checking out that oblique tunnel. Looks like it keeps going, he said, but we're going to continue down this way. Now the tunnel's really full of almost like sand, silt. So it's very dusty in here. Reminds me of the Gunsight mine. So this keeps going. Looks like we're at another major intersection here. This is really quite extensive. Might take more than one trip to see all of this one, that's for sure. Okay, look at that. It's like a little, some shelving there.
Wow, this branches off like crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of some square set timbering here, and then the tunnel keeps going that way.
Well, this is a pretty cool place.
Yeah, this is like these little cubbies for storing stuff. Looks like they had shelves. See the grooves?
Wow,
They must have had shelving.
holy cow.
This is like a workshop area. Look at that.
Car collector, I don't know. Something.
Okay, Nick's checking out the cubbies over there, and check this out. Here's another raise. And it goes straight up, and it's pretty high. There's a bunch of let me zoom in up there. At the top there's a bunch of collapsed timbers. I believe that's the room where all the square set timbering was. There's supposed to be a big room in this mine that had square set timbering that has collapsed, and that's what I think you're looking at up there.
That would be the
All the collapsed timbers.
pièce de résistance.
Yeah, here's an orange barrel right in the center of the tunnel. It's empty.
There's just so much to see.
Some gobbing there on the left, and then ore cart tracks continue. Looks like we might be reaching the end of the mine. Maybe.
Something. Final Hayden.
Yeah, somebody wrote the end up there, carbide lantern.
You know what? It keeps going, but I don't know if I'm going to keep going. That's a pretty tight hole. Yeah, it keeps going.
So check all these colors out here at the end of the mine, at the face. Some green and turquoise and blue. So we got to head back and the way we came and check out some of those branching tunnels. Down there's a spot of daylight, but here's a drift tunnel that we skipped on the way in. Nicely timbered, by the way, so let's go check this out. So this is a branching drift off the branching drift off the main haulage tunnel. Are you confused yet? Okay, right here it says April Fool. Okay, this drift is pretty extensive. It just keeps going and going and going. Here's some more of that yellow green. This underground geology is always fascinating. Wish I knew more about it, but another branching tunnel. Wow, a lot of branches in this mine. Branches off of branches off of branches. Another branching tunnel this way.